We are on our second attempt at a nocturne. The first time, which was the moon painting that we tried the other day, my signal, because of where I am, was so bad that we ended up trying to do it 5 different times, and the video never actually came out. So this all may be in vain, but I'm still giving it a go because I'm a champ.
Yes, you are.
And what we have so far is just a basic knock-in of the darkness of the clouds. And I started with just a little bit of kind of a yellowish green right along the horizon there. And as we move down, as per the reference photo, things are going to get markedly more intense and more orange. And then as we move up, everything's going to go paler and paler until we get to some of the light refraction and interesting light features that are up at the top.
There's a lot.
Yes. So I think I'm at the point now where I should probably just mark in where those light features are. Just to sort of make a note here.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. So it looks like there's a lot of orange behind them and above. And then that's there. I'm using kind of a small brush for this. I'll just make a note of where the sun is. And I just had a wasp fly in the car because I am recording from inside my vehicle once again because of the quality of the signal here. And
I'm in my home studio. Not that anybody really cares where I am. But
these trucks are so loud.
Oh, you know what I want to tell you though?
What?
Today is pretty much the first day that we've had in like 4 months that isn't blistering hot in my studio.
Really?
I know. Yeah. That's why I was trying to make a go of the other one with the uptown with the air conditioning, but I couldn't pay the rent on it. Because of that, you know, it's the weather's been a little harsh here, and then all of those hurricanes and things, they come and they're hot. They've been hot, so they're steamy, you know. So that's what's been going on, and so I'm really happy to be actually having this gorgeous day in the studio, because this is pretty incredible to be able to be in here right now like this.
Yeah.
And not be I don't even know how, I mean,
well,
and have clothes on. I have an entire outfit on. That's really what I'm trying to say. Is that I actually have an outfit on. I have clothes on in the studio.
That whole area of the country tends to really cook people.
It is very brutal.
And yeah, coming from New England, I knew that it got warm down here, and then it was like a little bit of a muggier hot than even we have up there. But I really had no idea until I spent my first summer exactly what I was dealing with.
Oh, yeah. Here?
The intensity, yeah.
Oh, it's my poor mother. She really can't visit. I'm not trying to be rude. She's so uncomfortable when she comes. I feel so bad for her. It's,
yeah.
I don't even, yeah, because, you know, she's in her 70s.
You're just not that hospitable. That's all. I mean,
that too. You know that too. No, it's hot. My house is hot. It's not a pleasurable experience
no,
4
but
or 5 months out of the year here.
It's not bad during the times I've spent with you when I've come from Florida for Mardi Gras.
Yeah, it's gorgeous during Mardi Gras.
Yeah,
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We have our moments. We just have these special times a year when it's like nothing else in the world, and like the world is amazing. But it's the funniest thing. I can only say for myself, and I know it has to be because I'm an artist. I can't think of any other reason, because you and I talk about things like this all the time. But the season here really affects me.
Yeah.
It really affects me. The heat and so really there's only really 6 good months. There's 6 viable months out of the year here for me.
And
really.
That's why when I was actually living and working there, we would take the other 6 and go to the north or out west to Montana, Idaho. We only spent one summer actually in the city. And that was
here,
when
such a bad
Becky
idea.
was pregnant with Enid. We thought, we really shouldn't travel anywhere, because she had some difficulty with Nora, the pregnancy with Nora, and losing weight. So she thought, well, she'll stick by the doctor, and so we had our apartment there. And then that's when we experienced our first hurricane, which was Isaac, that came through.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
The absolute disgustingness of the aftermath and the smell and the lack of power.
Oh, yeah. Y'all were like done with that. How long were we without power?
Well, we were without power for, I think, close to a full week.
Okay,
which was kind of difficult.
We were too. Especially if you have children, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it is some person that I knew from high school. It's the weirdest thing. I think it was during Isaac, and we were home something, and I don't know. I posted something on Facebook because I love storms and I love the weather. I love it when it rains and everything. And but I didn't post like personal stuff like, hey, we don't complain about my life, like we don't have power, da 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 da. I never go on. I just don't use it as a platform to like cry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or complain normally. So I remember somebody contacting me who I hadn't heard from in like 15 years for travel recommendations on what to do in New Orleans. Okay, I'm on my 3rd day of no power. In a hot, nasty summer, a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this person, they go, well, it looks like you got through the hurricane okay. We're coming to town. Can you give us recommendations? And I responded with one word. I wasn't mean or anything like that. I responded with one word. The word was French Quarter.
Yeah.
That's what my response to that was. I didn't go in detail. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
anything. And I didn't talk to that person ever again after that. But I just thought it was like, really? That's all right. That's what I want to do right now. I want to plan your fucking vacation right now. 3 days into no power.
Well,
And
it's not quite like
stifling
when
heat.
I, yeah, I mean, I lost power before when we lived in Montpelier, Vermont during the winter, which wasn't fun, but it wasn't absolutely disgusting. And I lost power when, like storms came through in coastal Connecticut. I mean, once again, it wasn't absolutely disgusting. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that one time for Hurricane Isaac, that was just gross. I mean, there's really no other way to describe the feeling and the smell.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what smells befell you, but
Well,
you're gonna tell.
somewhere a street or two over, there was some drains that backed up or something,
Mm.
and or that never went down or that had issues. I don't remember exactly what it was. I just remember, yeah, it was just super pungent.
Something's going really awry with my painting. I think I need some more Payne's gray. My darkest dark isn't getting dark enough. I can't get a
Yeah,
dark.
yeah. So sometimes with violet, when you go over the pink with violet,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
darken it, but it's especially with a. Are you using oil or acrylic?
Oil. That's another thing. Things are getting
Okay.
very difficult for me because I'm using oil too. And I still haven't you okay, so when I got the set of the when I got the set of oils, I didn't do what I normally do with the like I did with the acrylics. I don't
Hmm.
I mixed every color to see the possibilities. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of painting blind and they're very wet. There's no water or solutions on my brushes, but these paints are very wet. And that's giving me a little bit of issues. That's
Okay.
giving me some issue too.
Well, I would say you're going to want to, because you're painting so small and with small
Mhm.
brushes, I'd
Mhm.
say you're not going to waste that much paint if you go to more of a dry brush technique. And that's when you kind of mix your paint and you get some on your brush, but then you take like a rag or a paper towel, you begin to
Mhm.
wipe the the thicker, heavier paint off. It might
Mhm.
just have a lot of vehicle in it. You know, it might have a lot of oil,
It
and
does.
some colors have more oil than others, depending
Mhm.
on when you get them, how it was molded,
Mhm.
and the pigment itself.
Yeah. As I even
Yeah.
uh it's a lot.
Okay.
I got it.
I'm actually watching you do some work now
Mhm.
too, and you may
Mhm.
be brushing too much on the surface. Sometimes
Okay.
the most interesting effects come from the lack of busy work
Okay.
on, on the surface of your piece. So
Okay.
um,
Just do one
maybe,
brush stroke at a time.
yeah, a little bit more control on the palette
Mhm.
sometimes will allow you to have to push less on your surface, and you can do a little bit more of a controlled um,
Hmm.
application of paint. You know, sometimes that. Oh, sorry, I just bumped the camera. Sometimes that doesn't work too. I'll
No.
just throw that
Well, you know what
caveat
I've
in.
had to do is just kind of walk away for a little bit and let it kind of set, and then go back in an hour. Like with
Yep.
these paints, it's taking me the whole day of going back to it because the paint is too wet. It's just too wet. Um, so if I like take a few moments and get my brushes clean back up and get them ready and figure out what to do next, by then usually the paint has kind of set a little bit, and then I can.
When you say too wet, it means that is there not enough pigment in the vehicle? There's like not enough pigment load, because you
I
sort
don't
of
know.
you need enough of the dry component of paint and
Hmm.
enough of the wet component in order to make it so that you can apply it proficiently. When that balances off, sometimes it becomes a little chaotic.
I think it's just that I'm a novice and I'm not used to working with these opaque paint types. That's all. I think that I just it's gonna be a learning curve for me, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to take my time and just get to know. I'm gonna get to know my paints.
That sounds very private. Just
It is very private. It's a private thing between my paints and I.
okay. And when you're attempting, it's not quite like, oh, you just really knocked your camera there. It's
Yeah, I
not
did. It's
quite
okay.
like mixing with acrylic, whereas because it's
No.
dry, you can put on a certain weight of paint over on
Mhm.
top of
Mhm.
itself again. You have
Mhm.
to um, actually start off using less paint when you apply
Yes.
and you're attempting to blend.
Yes. And I have really put a lot of paint on this thing too. That's okay. You know what? I'm okay. Did I get my thing back? I kind of like it. Look at it. It's not too bad. It's going to be fine. Not bad.
Yes.
I'll fix it. Don't worry.
It may be a little bright. Well, now it's too far to the right. I think
Hmm.
it's being cut off a little there.
It's very bright. Mine is very, very bright. I'm sure at the end I'm going to have to like. All right. Sounds great.
That was
That is a
no
moment, a
doubt your
snapshot.
daughter, Miller.
Yeah, that's a snapshot into my life right now.
Okay. And
I want the
wanted
world
to.
to know. Miller just stole my pho from last night because that's the kind of kid she is. We went and had pho
Where'd you get pho?
right down the street. There's a really great place.
Cool.
I don't know the name of it,
I haven't
but
had pho in
it's at the Healing
probably.
Center.
Oh, the Healing Center. Okay.
The Healing
I
Center. There's pho at the Healing Center now.
haven't had
So that's
pho since
exciting.
last year. I haven't had a lot of different types of um, kind of the more ethnic cuisines in
Hmm.
too long for my taste. There have been a few times where we could have
Hmm.
tried it, but um, we were just in very questionable parts of the country, in small towns,
Hmm.
and there
And
was
you were
no
like, what
one
the hell do they
in.
know about pho?
Well, yeah, there was no one in there on like a
Hmm.
Friday night at dinner time,
Mm, yeah, that would be an
and
indicator.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
That
really
would
know
be.
how to choose restaurants, really. I mean, I
I
think
use
everyone
Yelp.
thinks they know how to do it,
I do.
but
Oh, I
I'm
do.
not confident in choosing restaurants.
I am. I'm super confident. I'm actually good at it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I read Yelp reviews.
Yeah,
I
I don't do that.
totally read Yelp. Yelp. Yeah, 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 yeah. When I'm going to another city, I try to find, I do as much research as possible on restaurants all over the internet before I go, because that's the one thing that will piss me off is a mediocre meal. Don't
Every
serve me
single
mediocre food. You will piss me off. I'd
every
rather
single
starve.
Yelp review I've read concerning coffee
Mm-hmm.
has always been off. All the glowing reviews, I've been unimpressed, and all of the dramatic failures have
Mm-hmm.
actually been not too bad for me. So I don't know what to think. I mean, I really haven't done reviews for food. Yeah, I've mostly just done it for coffee because when it gets down to brass tacks, that's what's really important.
Yeah, it is.
Caffeine loading.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you're not supposed to go thick with your darks, but I think that's horseshit. I think a
I
lot
went
of rules.
so thick. That's what I'm having a problem with right now because I went too thick.
I think rules about color and thickness and edge, they are about as helpful as rules about driving
That's,
in other countries are to where you currently are. They're like not really applicable. They're all anecdotal, and it all involves a crazy experience or something that you ultimately didn't like about the way that a piece of yours personally came out. So I'm
I
really
don't even
not
know
one to
what you're saying at
say.
this point.
I'm really not one to say, as per our previous conversation, don't use black
Oh, that, yeah.
or you know some people are very regimented about uh, doing certain things. I just have my own way of doing things. It happens to work for me, and
I think I'm just
I
making mud at this point.
the only thing I'll say for color at this point right now in late
Uh-huh.
September of 2020 is
2020.
don't use too many.
I'm going to have to pull some of this color off. I have really messed up. I have to
Okay,
either wait or I have to pull this color off.
do you know how to pull it off?
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, tell me too. Yeah, well, how do I
Okay.
pull it off? Take a dry brush?
So what you're gonna do is take a
Oh.
paper towel
Mm-hmm.
and are you using some sort of medium or thinner?
No, I promise you I'm not. But look, I'm just gonna do this. This paint's too thick. This paint is just, I don't even know what to do, Chris. This paint
Okay.
is too thick. Look at that.
Uh,
I gotta
yeah,
start over.
that was a pretty good controlled swipe you made, and
Thanks.
yeah.
There's
N-
another
n-
one.
Normally, what I'll do is I'll take a paper towel and I'll
Mm-hmm.
keep folding it until I have a
Sharp edge.
thicker edge, like a
Mm-hmm.
triangular edge, and then
Mm-hmm.
I will use the edge and kind of remove in a single direction, and
Uh-huh.
that's what I found is helpful for me for when
I
areas get a little bit too
yeah.
thick.
I applied my darkest dark way too dark. I'm just gonna put it in there.
Yeah.
I may have to start over. Don't be mad.
I'm not mad,
Okay.
and I'm a little bit perplexed at how fast this went for me, and how little
Yeah, it went
more
really
I
well
really
for
have
you.
to say
No.
about this piece here. I
You can
want to
just sign
maybe.
yours. Just sign yours, and I'll just be like, hey guys, I might finish mine tomorrow. I'm calling mine. Oh, that's kind of good. This is called Acid Trip. My painting is called Acid Trip Sunset. It's available for $2.5 million. Do you see it? So good. Actually, I'm just going to wipe it off and start over.
Well, I don't think you had to totally get rid of
No.
all of your color.
No, because let me tell you what's going to happen next. It's good. It sets the backdrop for the painting. It'll be fine. Yeah,
Well,
it'll be fine.
I think that's actually a really interesting place to stop.
Wait, yeah, this is where we're stopping. This is why our moments together are so important, because people get to see me,
Reality.
life.
No,
That
I,
was
I
a
would
big
have thought
life there, people.
I would have thought totally by now that I would have at some point with us doing these PaintCast things, that halfway I would have done exactly what you did now and just been like, I went way too thick. I can get it all back in a half hour. Just let me kind of wipe it all out. And I haven't yet. I keep going with it. For
Look,
better or for worse sometimes.
I'm already starting again.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
Well,
matter.
I'm going to use the backside of my brush and sign best I can.
Look, I'm blocking this in, but this time I'm blocking it in with a lot less paint. You know what I mean?
I see it.
Yeah. I'm going to scrub in some of this dark.
What size are you working at again?
4x4.
Oh, that's the 4x4. Okay.
It's a very small piece.
That makes sense that you got too thick too fast, though.
Yes. See, I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's, you know what? And part of this is just, oil is different. It's not acrylic. I just want, the world needs to understand that first.
That
It's
is
not.
the understatement of the series.
And water soluble oils are just basically fancy acrylics. So there you have it.
Excuse me?
We all know this to be true. Exquisia. It's just,
I think that's it for me.
I know, right?
I wish you the best with your. I wish you continued success with your 4x4 piece, Bonnie.
Thanks, Chris.
Well,
I do too.
Hey, I think if we stop now, it'll kind of be neat to see your finished piece once you've had more time to work on it after you've wiped it all out. Yeah. So, okay. Hey.
All right.
Another one's in the bag, Bonnie Miller.
Oh my God, we did it again. We are like amazing. Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. And I might finish this.